Most men lose the woman they love due to one simple reason. And let me ask you a question. Did you honestly think that being nice to a woman was enough to keep her attracted and happy? I mean, I did, and that's the main reason why I was cheated on my first few relationships. But the lessons I discovered in this video completely changed everything once I understood them. Not just for me, but for the thousands of men that I've helped to win their wife back. The worst part about being a nice guy that no one ever talks about is that you aren't even aware of the behaviors that are pushing her away. Behaviors that can actually make her crave other men instead of you. Now, I know that may hurt to hear, but you need to hear the truth so this can stop, so you can get the love and respect that you deserve in your relationship. So today, I'm going to break down 6 specific nice guy habits that keep her cold and distant, plus the exact mindset shift that will have her chasing you again. Now, one of these habits is so common that over 90% of men do it daily without even realizing that it's ruining her attraction. By the end of the video, you'll know exactly what's sabotaging your connection, how to reverse the damage, and the secret to becoming the man she can't resist. So let's dive in. The first habit, I'm sorry. Now look, it's good to say sorry, right? I mean, to apologize when you think you did something wrong, of course. Kind of like Alec Baldwin here.
The Ilaria show.
No, I think we're gonna see, we're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I'm sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show. No,
That was really hard to watch, but why is this killing attraction? And how did Alec even get to a place where his wife disrespects him so much? Well, we'll get to that, but let's first look at why saying I'm sorry all the time is one of the biggest nice guy traits. Look, we all know that person, that when we speak with them, I mean, every other sentence at least, the words I'm sorry is coming out of their mouth. And then finally someone tells them, hey, you can stop saying I'm sorry. And they go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's frustrating, right? But why is it so wrong to do this all the time? Well, let's take a second, okay? I want you to feel in your body when it feels like you are wrong and you have to utter the word sorry. So you're excusing yourself for everything. And that comes from a place of fear. Fear to offend, fear of conflict. You're locked in fear and shame, which is at the crux of all nice guy behaviors. Everything else, all these other habits I'm going to go through, all stem from toxic shame. So at the end of the video, I'll show you a way to overcome that. But for now, just know that this is one of the core people-pleasing tendencies. So just stop saying I'm sorry as much, okay? You don't have to do it. Just like when it comes out of your mouth, pause and then don't say it. And you'll realize it's not as bad as you think. I want to challenge you over the next course of this next day, the next 24 hours. I want you to not say sorry for anything unless it is like so overt and just so over the top that you like hurt the person. Don't say you're sorry. Like if you bump into someone in the grocery store, you don't say I'm sorry. You say, excuse me, okay? It is a subtle difference, but it makes all the difference. And speaking of subtle difference, this next habit is one of those habits that you can't even tell on the surface, but it is slowly causing her to lose respect and attraction. So let's jump into it. The second nice guy habit is called seeking supplication. Have you ever been in conversation with someone and you want their approval? It could be your partner, it could be a boss, it could be your parent or anyone that you are trying to impress. As you are speaking to them, you are looking for things to prove your worth. For example, they may say that they love to go to Europe, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is how you like to travel to Spain every other summer because you have a house there. Or they mention a television show and you try to say everything you know about the show even though you don't watch it. Or let's say your partner and you are not in the best spot, right? And then she asks for space. Then a few days go by, she doesn't even talk to you, and then she gives you a call after a few days and you immediately answer. After the first ring, you say, hey, and then she says, oh my God, I had the worst day ever, Becky, and blah, 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 blah. Now you are intently listening. And then she says that she hasn't been to the gym in weeks and then she's gained a little bit of weight. Now, immediately what comes out of your mouth is, well, I mean, I think you look great. And by the way, I mean, I've been going to the gym consistently, like every single day. I lost 20 pounds. You should come with me, sometime. Now, I know that seems innocuous, right? But the energy behind it is felt with her. What you're really saying under the surface of all of that is, please notice me, please validate me, and give me attention. That is what seeking supplication is. It's the idea that every time in conversation, because you have placed so much value in the other person, you are trying to find ways to prove your worth. But let me tell you something. The true self is always shining through. Let's say you're in conversation with 2 people and they share nothing personal about their life. You can just tell by the energy, the way they speak, how they carry themselves, that one person has a lot of inherent value while the other person may not, without knowing one thing about them. And that's why people like Alec Baldwin, who is a multi-millionaire famous actor, can still have such little value in his marriage because of these other traits. Now, even if you stop saying I'm sorry, and even if you understand the idea of stopping to supplicate, those are verbal ways to show your neediness. But this next way is a subtle way. Without even saying a word, she can still pick up on the energy of it. And that's what I'm going to show you how to stop in the next habit. As I said before, people can just tell if you have this needy kind of like supplication energy in you. And it all comes through even your nonverbals. As an example, okay, there's 2 ways that I can tell you to set up a call with our team. Let's do the needy way first. I could say, hey guys, so, did you know that there's like, you can set up a call with our team down below. And on that call, we can help you solve any problem with your relationship. And, it's free. So yeah, you go sign up. There's lots of ways to really save your relationship. And our team are experts at doing this. So it's a free call. Yeah, go do it. You could see in the way I was speaking fast, I was trying to use lots of reasons from a place of just like, hey, you should do this. You should do this. There's like a forcing energy in that, isn't there? Versus the authentic way in which I actually feel about you setting up a call with our team. Because it actually is free and it gives you value. Honestly, you can set up a call with our team if you want. It's totally up to you. And you can only set up a call if you're fully committed. So we only take guys who really want to emotionally and financially invest in themselves to finally save the relationship and handle this for good. So you could see not only am I saying different words, of course, in the second one, I'm disqualifying you from actually setting up a call. You're only going to set up a call if you're fully qualified. We don't want everyone to do that. And you could tell I'm a lot slower in the way I said it, and I'm more confident behind the words that I'm saying because it's authentic. I know that we honestly have a lot of value on those calls. And so I don't need to sell you on them. They're there, they're available for you. But if you do it or not, that's totally up to you. See, there's no needy energy from me when I say that. And honestly, not just with your partner, but with other high value men as well. The other day, I was on the rooftop for an event in my building, and I met this guy who knew all the top marketers and business owners and famous influencers in the business space and marketing space. He was showing me their contacts, Instagram, what he did for a living. Now, if I was coming from a place where like, I need money, I need connections, I need to scale up the business, I would have been super needy. I'd be like, oh, this guy's so high value, but I don't. Right? Like, I love what I do. We're successful at what we do. I don't need others. Cool. It's great to make good connections. So when I was talking with him, I was free flowing. I wasn't really asking him too much about what he did. I was interested in it. And he was actually trying to prove himself to me. He said, look at all these things I'm doing. Look what I'm struggling with. And he was coming to me for advice with also his relationship. So you could see when you hold this idea that no one can really give you anything that you can't already have in yourself, it automatically corrects all these nonverbal problems that you have. Okay? Because she'll pick up on the tone, the eye contact, and the way you speak if you feel like you need something from her. Now, you can use all these first habits while in conversation. But what happens when you get rejected? You see, when a nice guy gets rejected, there's a specific way that can just make it completely worse. He never has a chance again. Or there's a way you could deal with rejection in a way that comes off as still high value and you get another opportunity. Let's talk about that next. So, reactive rejection. Now, when a nice guy gets rejected, he crumbles. Whether he's not getting a text back, a woman he's with flakes on him on a date, she doesn't laugh at his jokes. All of these can cause a man's energy and state to completely crash. And this is because a nice guy ties his self-worth in the opinions of the woman he's with or the woman he wants. Because if a woman accepts and loves him, they are on top of the world. And therefore, that attachment equally goes true for when the woman rejects him. He goes down to hell. But how does this show up in conversation? It shows up when men are afraid of upsetting her by speaking their truth, their mind, their opinions. They lack no boundaries or strong boundaries or standards that they ever assert around her. They don't say risky things or go for what they want in fear of rejection. A small example. Let's say your wife knows that you don't wear shoes in the house. And then she comes over because she's taking space in this scenario and she doesn't take her shoes off. Well, you don't want to tell her because, you don't want to upset her. You don't want to get pissed. No. If there's no shoes in the house, you say, hey, please take your shoes off. That's an example of holding a boundary, of having a standard. Another common example is, let's say she's talking about this artist that she loves and she's blaring it in the car and you hate that artist. You're not rejecting the artist because you just want, oh, Josh said I should reject the artist because that's what a strong man does. No, it is only if it's genuine. If you really hate the artist, you hate those songs, but like, oh, we're not playing that. You see what I mean? He risks rejection. He risks failure. And the reason why he does this is because when you don't put her on a pedestal, she doesn't feel pressure to perform. She could be her authentic self and she doesn't feel like you're going to smother her, okay? You are okay with her rejecting you because you don't take it against who you are or your value as a man. Before we go on to the next habit, I have to let you know that down to your nervous system, okay, in your body, when she rejects you, stemming from your mother, okay, when you were rejected, when you weren't given attention, right? Let's say you had siblings and you had to get attention through doing things, performing like myself. Okay, getting good grades, doing well in sports, that's the only way you got attention. So you weren't enough when you weren't doing something, when you weren't achieving. Play that back, listen to it again, and really see how profound that is. Now, because you are projecting the love of your mother and the feminine onto your wife or your girlfriend, the same pattern's playing out. You're using the same emotional reactions. Your body's reacting the same way. Now, we're going to go over in the last habit, like I said, over toxic shame, how to reduce that. and completely eliminate it from the core. But you must understand that's what's going on. The fifth nice guy habit is never releasing resentment. Now, resentment is one of those key traits that nice guys have. Now, the reason why nice guys have it, or people pleasers, is because they avoid conflict. Because you avoid conflict, you have all these needs. I mean, everyone has needs, obviously. But because you go about getting your needs met by trying to do something for them first and then expecting them to do it for you, you don't want to directly say so. You want to take care of yourself, but when they don't take care of you, you hold resentment because don't they see all the things you do for them? Why shouldn't they want to take care of you? Why should you have to ask? Okay, that is a feminine trait. And oftentimes what happens is that when you don't verbalize and express and assert as a man what you truly want, you're going to hold all this resentment and anger. Like, why aren't they doing exactly what I want? Okay. So you have to first recognize that phenomena is occurring. Okay. It's there. Now, how do you release resentment? Well, on the proactive strategy, which means the things you actively do, is you start asking for your needs. Okay. Start asking for what you want. Say it, vocalize it. What an opportunity to say, hey, I deserve this. So therefore, I'm going to verbalize that. Okay. Now, the second part is to forgive others and forgive yourself. All right. Now, this is going to lead into the toxic shame of the last habit, but you need to learn how to forgive and what that really means and how to recognize that at the end of the day, okay, people are often ignorant and unaware of how others feel. All right. We walk in our own little worlds. So when someone does something to you, you may take it personal, but recognize it's not really about you. Okay, so learning to forgive and move forward in life is equally correlative with your ability to be happy in a relationship, especially. The final habit is holding toxic shame. Now, here's the truth that most men never hear. Toxic shame is an invisible prison. It keeps you trapped in the nice guy behaviors. It's the core root of all of this. And it's been running your life since childhood without you even knowing it. So what is toxic shame? Well, toxic shame just isn't feeling bad about something you did, okay? That's healthy guilt, okay? Toxic shame is feeling fundamentally that you are flawed as a person. It's the voice in your head that says, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of love. There's just something wrong with me. Or as Carl Jung said, shame is a soul-eating emotion. And he was right. Well, guilt says, yeah, I did something bad, but I'm not a bad person. Shame says, I am bad. I'm fundamentally flawed. There is something wrong with me. I am not good enough. Those are the lies it tells you. And when you operate from that place, every interaction becomes proving your worth instead of expressing your authentic self. You're trying to perform to get love, validation, and acceptance from others. But where does it all come from? Well, toxic shame typically originates in childhood, like I said. And if you struggle with a woman, it usually stems from the relationship with your mom. If your mom was critical or emotionally unavailable, even your father can never be proud of you, and that can cause it as well. But basically, your self-worth is conditional on performance and the things that you achieve in life. Being abandoned, criticized, or made to feel like a burden, the special message is that you're being told that expressing your needs and your emotions and your desires makes you selfish or weak. Brene Brown even says, shame corrodes the very part of us that believes we are capable of change. And your nervous system, like we talked about before, it learned early that being yourself wasn't safe. So you developed a nice guy mask for protection. But that mask is now a prison holding you back from who you authentically are. Now, there is a way to release this. The first step is you must understand and give awareness, shed light on the shadow. All right. You can't heal what you don't see and acknowledge. Start by recognizing that toxic shame is the driving force of all these nice guy behaviors. And I want you to ask yourself, are you doing this from a place of love or fear? It's that simple. Okay. With every action you take, is it from a place of love or fear? The second step is to feel it. Look, shame lives in the body. So instead of running from that uncomfortable feeling in your chest or stomach, breathe into it, lean into it. Or as Rumi says, the wound is where the light enters you. Okay, so when you're able to sit with that emotion, it won't consume you. It won't kill you. It will reveal the truth that you are enough. Once you do that, the third step is to challenge the shame story. Remember, it says you're not good enough. Find exceptions to those rules. There are people in your life that know you are good enough. There's a relationship that you have that it was so unconditional, loving, a grandmother, a best friend, that you are enough and you are happy with them. Find the exceptions to the rule. The fourth step is to seek expert help. Now, you have the opportunity with us down below at setting up a call, but go to a therapist, go to a trusted friend that is really good at giving advice, okay? Go to a pastor, go to someone who has helped others overcome their toxic shame, not feeling good enough. Seek that support because they will help you see a new perspective on yourself in these situations that you can't see yourself. That's what an expert does. Because when you heal toxic shame, everything changes. You stop seeking approval and you start seeking alignment. You stop performing and you start being. You stop apologizing for existing and start celebrating your authentic self. Imagine walking into a room, being with the person that normally you would feel shaky in your head around, anxious, and you are completely relaxed. You don't need anything from them. That is inside of you. You're able to harness that. You can step into that. You have before, haven't you? You can do it again, okay? Just follow these steps. seek support. There's also a beautiful video right here, Other Nice Guy Habits, that you can check out yourself. It's one of our best on the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.